And the man's just like, I'm definitely not staring at. Back to the wall. Why, hello, my amazing and wonderful and beautiful stationals. If you are new here, a stational is a citizen or national of Stachios Nation. I am Stachios 7777, and welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. I already love you. Let's tap in. Now, we are not a commentary channel, which if you see that one of my eyes is red, I don't know how it's gonna show up. I don't know what happened, friend. I woke up like this and I'm salty about it. But you know, whatever. God is good always. But I have a BSc in sociology. Hold on. Do you wanna see it? Okay. Not that qualifies me to, well, okay, I'm not here to say I'm super qualified to speak on this and you should only listen to me and me alone. No, this is just something I've observed and I really just want to talk about it. You know, at this juncture, I'm going to insert this video where I tell you in real time this experience I had 2 days ago while I was in downtown Atlanta trying to navigate the MARTA. If you don't know what MARTA is, you probably are not from Atlanta. MARTA is essentially our public transportation and it is a hellscape to navigate. That being said, insert video. So as a lot of y'all know, I live in a hood-ish kind of area, and never once have I had any issues with anyone. Not the YNs, not the ONs, the grandmamas, aunties, uncles. Not a single one of them. Why? Because people are people, and people want to be treated like people. First of all, stop showing people that you're irrationally scared of them, because that'll piss them off, and they'll give you a reason to be scared. Number one. Number two, yeah, just be human, you know, and don't show anybody any signs of fear, no matter how scared you might be. That being said, tell me why I walk past this unk, and again, southern vibe, so, you know, like, people talk to you, talk back, and that's about it, you go about your day. And when you're nice, usually people even want to help you, but tell me why I walk past this unk today, and he go, hey, baby, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good, thank you, sir, how are you? Good, and I'm walking by as I'm saying this. Good, thank you, sir, how are you? He said, yeah, I'm good, you know, you make me wish I was a pad. I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like them ones that you girls be wearing at that time of the month. This is why I wear big baggy clothes. I don't like the attention that my body gets. I want the attention it brings me. It's never any good attention. Because how you gonna look at somebody who's young enough to be probably your grandkid and say that she makes you wish that you were a sanitary pad? I can't make this up. My life. I'm glad you're here. All right, bye. Being Southern, we have a whole vibe going on down here, like I said in the video. You know, if someone talks to you, talk back. And first of all, let me talk to the ladies, or let me talk to the boys and explain something from a lady's perspective. You see the reason why a lot of women are a little bit more abrasive when you approach them is that it's a defense mechanism. You see, a lot of us have been hurt, as y'all have been hurt too. And because of that, a lot of us have a defense mechanism. But I want to tell y'all this, that it is important to exercise discernment when you are approaching women. Number one. There's no number two. I don't know why I said number one, like there was no follow-up to that. That's the end of that point. I will say that it's important to check the airways. What's in the air? I see this girl. She bad. She fine. She bad. Okay, she bad. Love it. Vibe check though. Does she give you nasty, mean energy? Does she give you nice energy? Okay, now at least you know. That doesn't mean that it's okay to approach her. That it is. You see, that's why I sympathize with y'all a little bit. Not sympathize, empathize with y'all a little bit, because I understand that it is tough to navigate who is approachable, when you can approach. Because me personally, I don't mind being approached. It just matters the who, when, what, why, where. I'm pretty tall-ish for a woman. I'm 5'8". I say tall-ish because, you know, I tower over a lot of women. Men too, depending on, in every room I'm in, I'm either like part of the taller people or one of the tallest people in the room, except of course in my own family. I'm one of the shorter people in my own family. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, I've never once been approached by a tall man in my entire existence. I just turned 24 a couple days ago. And of course, don't come for me, sweetheart. Bear with me. There's nothing wrong with being short. Obviously, it's not something any of us can control. Not that you need to control it, but it's just that the shortness is usually mutually exclusive with something else, and that thing is usually that the person is an unk or an OG. Let's put them in the same category, an unk or an OG. Somebody who's No, not Unc or OG, YN or OG. An Unc or Grandpapa, somebody who's too old. Hard face. I don't believe that you could call anybody ugly on this earth because we can't create human beings. Only God can. We can't embarrass or disrespect God's creation. So I'm just going to say hard face. That's what my grandma taught me. God rest her beautiful soul. If you think I'm crazy, y'all should have met my grandma. What is the next one? I can't remember. We'll go with the 3 categories we have. For the longest time, this bugged me so much because I was like, why do the men I find attractive never approach me? They don't even look at me. And of course, I healed. So now I don't care anymore. Like, I'm just doing my own thing. I need to build. That's why we're here today, making this video on this YouTube channel. I need to build. I need to grow. I need to get right with Jesus. And I need to get my money up. You know, like, I'm not focused on that right now. There's a point in time where it governed my life. Not anymore, though. But essentially, I was also taught that my whole life that I had to chase. I had to be the one to chase, which the Bible says that he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. If you want to be the one to do the chase, ladies, go crazy. I love that for you. I'm not even trolling. I promise. Personally, no. I chased my whole life, and all they did was use, abuse, take advantage of, and do me dirty. So I'm good. So I started to do the internal work, seek Jesus, and I healed, and I realized that the men who approached me did upgrade a little bit. But I also seen on TikTok that if you want to be like kind of change up kind of men or the kind of people you're around, change up where you hang out. So I switched up my gym and I started working at LA Fitness, and she was right. It's an abundance of fine men over there. But get this, those men are separated into 3 categories. I separated them into 3 categories. But before we talk about that, we'll talk about this pressing issue. You see, as a Gen Zer, we were raised by Gen X or Gen Y or boomers. And in their time, there was a way that the world functioned in that men could go out, we're taught that they could go out and party and have fun and do whatever they wanted to do. And as you should, if you want to go crazy, go crazy. That's your soul, your life, not mine. Can't tell you what to do. But they were also taught that women are divided into homebodies and hoes. And this is a very dangerous mindset to have, especially as a young Gen Z man. Let me explain why. You see, the reason why it's dangerous to carry this mindset is that back in those days, there were an abundance of pick-me and male-centered women. I know, you hate those words. The internet took those words and ran. I hate it when a new sociological or psychological term makes it to the internet because people take it and run with it. Narcissist doesn't even mean narcissist anymore. Male-centered doesn't mean male-centered anymore. What's the other word? Weaponized incompetence. Well, that one is actually, they ate with that one. They really did. They did. Essentially, these men were taught, our older generations, that, you know, you take the women who are for the now time, take and party with them, sleep with them, do whatever, you know, go crazy with them. And then when you're ready to get married, go find you a homebody or the woman for the long time. Their words, not mine. And you see why? The reason why it's dangerous to have this mindset. You see, our generation, Gen Z, I need y'all to understand that we're called Z for a reason. There's a reason, and they restarted it. Now there's Alpha, and Alpha, they low-key scare me. They scare me. For me, what that Z means is it ends with me. For one thing, for the longest time, a lot of people around me, my family, didn't used to take mental health seriously until I started to push and advocate and fight for my own mental health and my own healing. Now people in my family, they'll text me this new thing they learned in their own like mental, oh, do you know about this? Do you know about that? I'm like, yeah, I did because I actually studied this, but I'm glad to hear you talking about this, taking your own mental health seriously. So I was able to spark something in my family by deciding that it ends with me. Now, if I spend my whole life watching the women in my family watch the men that they wanted, go out and party and treat the quote unquote hus, I'm not co-signing that word, but I'm using it. Treat the hus like they're everything. Party with them. Have fun. And then when they're ready to settle down, come find women like homebodies. I didn't realize that I was classified as a homebody until a lot of the guys that I'm around started telling me that. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. But okay. That formula used to work, you know, party with the hoes and then marry the wives. It worked for a long time. Can't hold them. But you see, you need to understand that in our generation, that don't work anymore. Why? Because the women in our generation have said enough is enough. I'm not sitting around and waiting for you to finally wake up and choose me. It's not no, why can't you see you belong with me? No. You know what the song is? Clarod Mende. That's the song we sing over here. If I'm not enough for you, there is somebody out there that I am more than enough for, that I am perfect for. You understand what I'm saying? And I started to realize that I think a lot of the men in my, well, not a lot, because I don't believe in speaking in sweeping generalizations. That is a dangerous way to speak. If anything, and you speak in sweeping generalizations, men this, all women this, all black men this, all black women this, that is a sign of low intelligence. Don't think like that. We are not a monolith. People are different and vast and unique and individuals. I started to wonder if the men in my generation, some of them at least, are still carrying this mindset. I mean, of course, because we were raised by people who lived, this was their lived experience, right? So some of the men in our generation genuinely think that women are divided into homebodies and hoes. And the reason why that thinking is faulty, let me tell you something, is you can go out there and party and have fun. When you're ready to settle down, you need to understand, to me, you are the hoe. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so the woman that it is that you went around and partied and had fun with, you best be wifing her up. She deserves it. You put her through a lot. Wife her up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the reason why that mindset is not going to get you very far. I started working out at LA Fitness. I recommend. It is a great gym, by the way. In my experience in my specific locations, the first category of men that I picked up on was the people I like to call the chronic starers. You know, there's a social window within which it's acceptable to stare at somebody, and it's between 1 and 10 seconds. After that, you're a creep. You understand what I'm saying? The chronic starers don't care nothing about that. They don't care nothing about that. All they know is that's how they be. They stare at you like you're like the most interesting or the most prettiest thing they've seen in the world, which it could either be one, that they're trolling, or two, they genuinely think that you're pretty, which again, just because someone is staring at you doesn't mean that they find you attractive. And we're not here for, oh, I need men to stare at me. I need women to stare at me to feel great and pretty and validation, and we're here to seduce. No. We're just having a conversation. My Christian folks, I'm Christian. And I'm saying, like, I need us to know that this is just a conversation. Okay. One time I was working out. What was I? I was doing calf stretches. And this one guy stared at me so much that his one friend was like, "Yo, bro, you coming?" It's like, yeah, and just stood there. And I'm like, okay, at this point, sir, this is creepy. Why are you staring at me so much? This is weird. But eventually he walked away. The second group of people, I call the sneak peekers. You know what they do? They're like my favorite. Because high-key, when I catch a man sneak peek staring at me, I'm also trying to sneak peek stare at him. So then we get caught in this weird dance where it's like this. That's it. That's all they do. They walk by and just keep going. That's it. That's all they do. That's it. It's like, sir. And the funniest thing about the sneak peekers is when they think that you're not paying attention, then they'll full on like turn and stare at you. But the thing is, they forget that you have peripheral vision, or they know and they don't care. You know, there's also that. Number 3 is the people I like to call the existential peacocks. Why do I call them that? Because the way that they exist in a space with you is they want to make it so you can't not notice them, but it's very palpable that they're not staring at you. You know what I mean? Like they be like this. Because you know, when somebody stares at you, you often feel it before you see it. So you'll be like in your groove, pumping, and then you're like, I feel myself being stared at. Usually when that happens to me, I drop my weights and just like do a sweep, or like in the mirror, just like trying to catch, who is it that's staring at me? You'll feel somebody staring at you. You'll look around and then the man's just like, I'm definitely not staring at you. You know what I mean? There exist multiple different categories. I'm just zeroing on these 3. I used to think for so long that the men that I found attractive didn't find me attractive, and I've come to find out that that's not true at all. You are 10 times more attractive than you think you are. Especially if you're a stational, you just got like 3,000 more points of attractiveness and Riz. Just letting you know. So you might want to subscribe. All that being said, I'm going to talk to the boys first, and I'll talk to the girlies. Boys, I understand how confusing it is and how tough it is. I can't fully understand on a level that I'm not a man, but I can have basic empathy and understand that, okay, it is tough because you never know who to approach. But like I said earlier, you have to exercise discernment, okay? Because she's pretty, but what kind of vibe am I getting from her? Is she nasty? Is she mean? Okay. She gives you a nice vibe. Doesn't mean approach her, but it means that, okay, now that I know that she's nice, I gotta be smooth with it. I'll tell y'all a story later about how this one guy was so smooth. I was so impressed. He didn't even ask for my number, but he was just so smooth with it that like he'll be a story I tell. You know what I mean? And for my sister girls, I understand how important it is for us to have these defense mechanisms up to protect ourselves from creeps. Though in my experience, the defense mechanisms, there are some of them where they're immune to every bomb that you throw. It is crazy. You tell them you're 16, doesn't stop them. You tell them you don't speak English, like, let me tell you. This is what I do when someone walks up to me and I want to pretend like I don't speak English. They're like, hey, fine shorty, what's good with you? And I'm like, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, thank you. And I also default to my Ghanaian accent so they know that I don't speak English. Those are for the creeps. And I understand that it doesn't always work, but it's also important for us to understand that your armor is necessary, but you also have to vibe check. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, some of the men are scared to approach, but certain interactions will warm their hearts. And for you, boys, don't be scared to be smooth. Don't be scared to be smooth. And to all of us as a whole, we shouldn't let the weirdos win. Right? The narcissists and the terrible people who are within the dating pool, which by the way, if you're trying to find genuine love, you are not going to find it in the dating pool. I'm going to tell you that right now. Right now, seek Jesus. Heal. Give your heart to him and he will give it to the person that he made for you. To the boys. We have to learn how to be, and I'm not saying we as in me, you, we, like we as in, you know what I mean? It's important to learn how to be okay with rejection. Rejection is not going to kill you. It's not. Don't let it mess up your day. You take a hit, move on. Take an L, move on. There's so many, much more women out there who you are like the bee's knees to. You know what I mean? The bee's knees. To all of us, especially my community. I found that we actually love each other a lot more than the internet wants us to believe. Yeah. Well, I actually commented this under one of the in the comment section of one of my two of my favorite YouTubers. They have a joint channel together now. I watched them way too much, and I commented this on one of the posts that they made. And this is true facts that when I was in my first year of college, me and my professor in a research study found out or realized that the number or the rate of a loving, married, two-parent, godly households in the Black community have gone up by 70%. 70. That is amazing. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want you to know that. Also, the divorce rate has never been close to 50%. Any statistician or sociologist or research person knows that. It's never been close to 50%. If anything, it's at teetering between 22 and 30. But they'll tell you that because they want to denormalize marriage in our brains. There's so many people who don't want to be married. And it's not because there's anything wrong with marriage. It's that people are bitter and hurt and unhealed. So we have to heal. We have to come together. Don't let the creeps win. To the boys, don't let the creeps win. Be okay with rejection. Vibe check. And then find a smooth way to approach. Which a lot of time, I'm told I'm intimidating. Why is the creep and the weirdo able to approach me and you can't? You are handsome and rich and articulate and intelligent and godly and fine and all the things. And you can't approach me because I'm intimidating. How am I intimidating? Like, even in my childhood, the women in my family used to tell me, Stash, you like tall boys, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a tall girl, so yeah. Well, you should lose weight. And to be fair, I was a junkie kid, and I might insert. I already put a picture in my old video. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that again. I can kind of understand why they thought it was okay to say that and why they thought like that, because that's what they were taught growing up. You know, tall, strong, muscle men don't like, this is the conversation. They don't like big girls. They want you to be skinny and short. They want to feel like they're bigger than you. And I was like, dang. And then when I started working out, they're going to tell me, yeah, men don't like women who work out. And I was like, oh. So for the first year when I started working out, I didn't work out for 6 months because this was when I was like 19. Because I actually thought that men didn't like women who work out. Until I saw this man and his girlfriend working out on TikTok. And I was like, what am I doing? Why am I also letting what, you know what I mean? You should never let what the other side being the other gender wants stop you or make you do anything or stop you from doing something. You understand what I'm saying? You should validate yourself, child of God, man of God, woman of God. Validate yourself. You don't need nobody else's validation. You are beautiful, fearfully, and wonderfully made. And we love you. Essentially, upon all this rambling, what are the overall points? Number one, we all have to heal. Number two, gentlemen, start your engines. What am I saying? Number two, gentlemen, vibe check. You also heal, vibe check. Vibe check, vibe check, vibe check. Number three, ladies, don't let the armor stop you from a potential cool, nice connection. You know what I'm saying? Number four, we all got to come together and stay off of social media. Understand also, it's very essential to understand that social media is not real life. I'm real because I'm cool. This mustache is real too. Believe it or not. I don't know what you're talking about. It's real. Okay, I'm done. All right, like, share, comment, subscribe. I love all of you. Peace and love. Bye.